Been begging this guy to come on breakfast television for the last, I don't know, 3 some odd years, and he'll never come, except now that he has, well, sort of 2 medals under his belt, as it were. Paul Webster is the Olympic curling team leader. He was responsible for bringing our teams to Sochi, showing them around, and then look what happened.
Yeah, 2 gold medals is a phenomenal experience to be part of, and really still feels a little surreal that we're sitting here now with both the top spots.
Now, you and I have both done some work for Sportsnet. You're a curling analyst, and I think I've asked you about 17 times what your job description is, but it's so broad.
Yeah, I mean, prior to the games, a lot of it was logistics leading up to the games and making sure all the details were covered. There's so many what-ifs going into the Sochi games. We didn't really know until we were on the ground. So I headed into those games a couple days ahead of the teams and to make sure everything was good and set up and ready to go. And really, it turned out to be one of the best games ever for logistics, and it became really, really easy for the teams to get around and see other events, but also get to their events.
Now, what did you I mean, how do you emotionally prep them for just the games itself? I mean, not just that it's in Sochi in Russia, but for that kind of competition. It's a different type of competition.
It is totally. I mean, the Olympics is the largest 10-team bonspiel we can ever go to. And, you know, we try to bring in extra athletes. We had Mark Tewksbury come in and some, you know, former curlers and former hockey athletes that have been to the Olympics. But it's really only about 3-4 days after they've been there. They kind of look in the eye, they go, "You're totally right." And, you know, it takes on a sort of a mind of its own, the Olympics. And they really, truly have to experience themselves to really admit that it's a bigger event in itself. And they both dealt with it in different ways and figured it out, and both came out with gold medals.
Okay, well, we know Team Jennifer Jones, 11-0 was the final record. Brad Jacobs, it wasn't as straightforward to the top, but pretty good showing.
Yeah, I mean, Jennifer's team came out and just dominated the whole week. Jennifer herself had a phenomenal experience and put percentages on the board that we've never seen before on that sort of string, and her team just sat there the whole week and backed her up. And then Brad Jacobs' team had a different story. I mean, they came out and saw some adversity at the start, came out 1-2, but then ran off 9-10 straight wins to win it. And, you know, both really cool stories in their own right, and they both had to figure it out. And, you know, Jennifer had to maintain that performance, and Brad Jacobs had to find it.
Well, it was interesting. I was listening to some analysts talk about Team Jennifer Jones before she went into the tournament, saying she hadn't been that strong in international play. So what happened? Where was the switch flipped?
You know what, if you talk to Jennifer, she'll tell you it's been the whole year. She's played extremely well all year. She had her first child last year, as well as knee surgery, and then after that, coming back from that, she has played extremely well. She played like that in the trials, and, you know, won that to represent Canada, and then just maintained that at the Olympics, and it was just fun to watch. And again, the whole team was playing like that.
Well, let's talk about the historical aspect of this. This has never happened before. We are truly dominant, at least for this Olympics, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. I mean, Canada curling is the only country that's won medals in every time it's been Olympic sports since '98. So we've now won 10 medals out of 10 medal opportunities. But we've been searching for that double gold, and we've had, you know, opportunities in the past, and we know we can get there. And it's really cool to put that stamp on our program and say, you know what, here we are. And now, you know, we're just talking about 2018. Now that's a couple days away. Now we're looking forward to how we try to maintain that, but also try to get ahead of the competition.
Well, what's the message? Because I know that, you know, I've been able to dip my feet into the curling world just a little bit, and curling is not what it used to be. People are really fit. It's a real athletically demanding sport. So what's the message to people who might want to get out there and try it?
Well, anyone can try it. That's the cool thing about curling. You know, there's different ages and stages to enter our sport, whether you're 4 or 40 and you want to jump in with both feet. And then from a high-performance view, you saw Jennifer Jones's team, and then Brad Jacobs' team brought a spotlight onto curling that we haven't seen yet. And, you know, they referred to lovingly as the Buff Boys. And these guys look, these guys...
I didn't notice.
Yeah, I know. And these guys looked, you know, as comfortable in the gym as they do on the curling ice. And they take pride in that. They want to be the most fit, the strongest guys out there, when they back it up with talent as well.
Well, congratulations to Team Canada, both men's and women's, and to you, Paul Webster, for taking them there.